Okay. Oh, not a bad little brim here. Hi, it's Wayne from howtofish.com.au, and have a look at this morning. It's about 7:30. It's just beautiful on the water. There's no breeze at all. There's a mist across the water there. Absolutely beautiful. Fishing in Maribyrnong, and the target today is bream.
The Maribyrnong River starts life in the township of Landsfield, where it's a small stream, and it then moves towards Melbourne, passing through Tullamarine and then Essendon, Footscray, all the way through to Yarraville, and finally it ends up with the Yarra River. They both then are estuaries at this point and flow into Port Phillip Bay. It offers a great deal of fishing in its upper reaches, which is freshwater, and its lower reaches, which is saltwater.
The rig that I'm using is the running berley cage on my survival gear pack, which has got this light line tied to it, the fine diameter pre-stretched trace, very lightweight, to a size 14 hook, and I've got a little tiny piece of bait on there. What I'll do is, if I'm getting it snipped out and the fish are picking up and dropping, I'll even trim it smaller so that it's just really the hook that is actually covered by the food. But the berley cage, the berley is what attracts the fish around. So even when they find a small piece of food, they're willing to take it, and they can locate it because the berley's got it there. The heavier rod that I've got, I'm using a size 6 bait holder hook, and yet again the running berley cage, this is full of berley, and that's what I use on my heavier line for most of the heavier work I do. Now, I've been fishing for a little while, I've been using different baits, but they're all dead baits. Like, I've been using chicken, bit of pippy, nothing's happened. So now, in estuaries and rivers, worms are always a great bait. Now, the way they've put them onto this size 6 bait holder hook, because it's a bait holder, it has little barbs up the top of the shank. So I've pushed the worms right up the top there, so that I've got plenty of worm on the hook. And I've only put the worms through one time. So I want as much movement in those worms as possible, because it might be that the fish are only taking live bait today. And if you get as much movement as this, if you're using small worms like this, if you're using scrub worms and larger worms, sometimes just cut the worm, put part of it on, have a loose dangling end, and then another small piece just to cover the hook. Just got one now. Giving up a bit of a fight. Okay. Oh, not a bad little brim here. Okay, not bad at all. Very happy with that on a very slow day. This has been such a satisfying morning. I got here, it was absolutely beautiful. It's been wonderful. There's been no breeze. It's nice. It's great being out in the sun. Cast in, it was very slow. I'd had one bite, so I made a few changes. I actually trimmed my bait around my hook, made it actually smaller, but the berley, of course, that I always use was actually bringing the fish into the area. But only one bite, and I've been here an hour and a half, and I have to go now. I've just found I've got an appointment. Great to catch a fish on a morning like this, something a little bit decent. It was on my survival pack gear, so it had the light trace, and Really, really nice to get a bit of a fight in this water in perfect conditions. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.